What's up everybody, Infinity here. We have some updates, patch notes for the new July patch. It comes with Grim and many others. Cool stuff. So we're just going to be looking through the patch notes now. And yeah, just going over my thoughts and opinions on this. I have taken some notes and read it before. I just want to do a quick overview of it and then we'll get into the rest of the video. Okay, so we have Grim that's been added. Now I have made a separate video which I will link up in the top right corner or in the description, where you can watch his abilities and also his new skin that's also coming out as well. Okay, so we have new skins. We have the Seraph skin, Twin Blast skin, the Faye skin, Gideon skin, and all of these are coming in the next update. Yeah, so now I will just play this clip of all the new skins and how they look in game with the models, just so you can have an understanding of how they look like. Okay, so let's move on to the new karmas that they're adding. Now, at the end of this video, we'll be going in more detail about these new karmas, and we'll also be looking at their best in slots. So, which character really would benefit from these new karmas and what you should run. It's very good for people who not too sure about this new karma system and what works best. So we'll look into that in more detail. So the first one, we've got Swift Charge, Courage, Consultation, Weakened, Morale Boost, Demoralization, Silence, Protection, and yeah, those are the 8 new karmas that we're going to get. Now we're going to look at the karma changes. So we've got Recovery, is an all-round buff. We've been given more recovery, health, mana recovery has been added as well, and the cooldown has been reduced, as well as recovering 30 mana per second. So this is going to be really strong on your supports, especially, or not even supports, your offlaners that want to just have that early game sustain. So someone like Sevarog that relies on health, this is going to be really helpful for them. Pain has been buffed slightly with a slight damage increase and cooldown reduction as well. Now, on my previous Adele build, I was going to make a video on how to build Adele. And previously, I had the Pain Karma in there as something you can use. This is going to change now because we have new Karma. So it's going to be a little bit different. So that's why I'm going to postpone that video for now. So we can look at it in more detail. Okay, so we've got Scout Ahead changes as well. They have nerfed the gold gain, but they've increased the bonus gold gain from retreating enemy Tions that die within range. So when a Tion dies and you're just within range, you get that 10 bonus just by being next to the ADC or whatever. So this is really trying to stick to the ADC type of the dual lane for supports. The cooldown for Watcher's Eye has also been increased. The charge time, that is. Okay, so we got Purge now. This has been nerfed a little as well. Unblockable is now from 5 seconds to 2. You know, it was really strong at 5 seconds, so this is a welcome change, although I don't feel like Purge is the best to go anymore, honestly. There's just so many better karmas now that have been added. I personally wouldn't go for Purge. I think Purge needs a little change or something, because right now it's not as good as it used to be. This especially, removing all debuffs from heroes, will go down later on. We'll see some item changes that basically just give this as a passive. You don't even have to activate it. So this is almost a bit useless now, I've noticed. Okay, so we got a little visual of all the changes. So we're starting off with Adele. Adele has had a pretty big buff. Not too major, but it's enough. So her cooldown's been reduced. Cooldown's been reduced on her R&B, which is a shield. Her E skill has been increased in damage. Her E skill's damage based on health has been also increased, so she should be good, especially early game. And just overall, her damage across the board has just been increased overall. Even her ult, her Q, just all round damage increase. Now Adele's a really good character, don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes she can feel a bit weak, especially in the early game. So she takes a while to get online. Usually whenever I play her, I die like 3 times before I actually start to get some use out of Adele later on. So she's a very good late game scaler, as most tanks are, but they want to just help that early game phase of Adele, essentially. Okay, so we got a new item, Energize Macaron. I checked this out in game. It's not as good as it sounds. Again, the karma system has essentially, it just makes this a little bit redundant, especially when we've got recovery. Let's go back to recovery. That gives you all of this recovery health, and this is overtime, by the way, and he's giving you mana, recovery of mana, all of this, and this only gives you 150 immediately, and it's one time, and it's a 300 gold requirement. I would definitely take Brightstone over this any day, because Brightstone will actually give you a lot more value for how much it is. There are some Brightstone changes later on. So we got item reworks. Now a lot of these items that have been reworked used to be actives, so now they're getting rid of actives and they're essentially just making them regular items now. So we have High Priest. It's just a passive now that increases physical defense. We got another High Priest Constellation. Removes debuffs from the caster and nearby allies when receiving a debuff. Recovers health every 50 seconds as well. Mutant Pole. A successful basic attack on the enemy gains 1 stack of pulse power. Pulse power can be stacked. A successful basic attack on the enemy during a max stacked pulse power base deals bonus magic damage. Okay, oof, that was a lot to read. So this is good for probably your mages now on this. It stacks as well, so really, really good for your mages now. What else do we have here? We have Hossein, Holy Relic of Hossein. It's a passive now that gives crowd control immunity every 60 seconds and removes all debuffs. Again, like I said, this is like a direct competitor to Purge. Right, so like I said, Purge wouldn't be the best karma to take. That's just my opinion. I just don't think it's worth it anymore with the new changes. Okay, so we got Hossein's Holy Water, which is pretty much similar to this one. This one increases your movement speed by 30%. This one decreases damage taken by 40%. You both gain your crowd control immunity for 3 seconds. And the stats are very similar. It's just magic defense on this, crit on this, lifesteal, health. They're both the same. These are very situational items to get, honestly. Okay, what else we got here? We have Artificial Gravity Inductor. This has changed now. It has a passive. Increases the caster's physical defense, physical magical defense by 2 every time the caster receives damage from an enemy. It is now a physical defense, and it, as you can see, it just stacks. So just have a read of this. These are some of the changes happening. We've got a Margaret Stone. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just kind of briefly glancing over a lot of these changes. You can check them out in game to see how they perform. Margaret Stone has also got some changes as well. Okay, so the dev comments, it says, we have reworked in-game items to enhance the convenience for players on all platforms. So it looks like they're really catering for PlayStation or console soon. Now there are some people in the Discord that say this is not the best move because catering to them or console players kind of hinders the skill expression, especially. Although having 6 actives as a support can be a bit tough to map, especially on a controller, but we'll see how this goes. I think we'll get used to him having only four active items. Well, I would say items, but 2 karmas and then 2 actives. Actives are consumables only. Okay. We'll replace item use effects with passives or karma skills, and we'll continue to add and improve them in the future. So many of you noticed that Mutant Pole has lost its ability to turn people into a fish, as you can see. So I'm guessing in the future they will add a feature or a new karma that does something similar to Mutant Pole, and maybe add some stats onto it. Okay, so we got Brightstone, one of my favorite starting item. They've now sadly decreased the health that you gain every level that you upgrade. Their reason is that it's really popular, essentially. I don't know how Brightstone was changing too much. I don't know. I don't think they should have changed it. Brightstone was a really, really good early game item that didn't need to be tinkered with, honestly. At that 400 gold, it was worth it. Now, I'm not too sure Brightstone is worth it anymore, because all you can do now is 450, so you get one Brightstone and then one health pop, which it's not as good. It's not as good. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this Brightstone change, but I'll still use it. It's a pretty good item. Spirit's armor changed a little bit. Now the changes are very, very useless. 10% tenacity instead of 20. Now that wasn't what was wrong with Spirit's armor. Spirit's armor, the reason why it was so strong and why many consider it broken is this movement speed that it gives, and as well as how it affects rangers, especially. It's a broken item, if I'm being honest, because it gives acceleration, at which point movement speed penalties. So basically ADCs can run you down with Spirit Armors. They can keep you on their targets and you can't escape, sometimes even in sprint mode. That's how much acceleration it gives. So yeah, Spirit's armor, honestly, this item should have a massive rework. I don't know what they're thinking just to remove tenacity. Tenacity wasn't the problem. It was the passive that comes with Spirit's armor. Okay, so we got changes to the apprentice's hat. So yeah, have a look at that. They just increased the magic defense that's given onto it. Okay, and then we have this new color vision system added into the game. Now I will attach a video now, just briefly going through some of the settings for this feature. Okay, so now, just talking about the new karma system, the new slots that they've added, number 3 and 4 for consumable items. Little things to do with karma, UI optimization, UI improvements, and then they have actually changed. Okay, we'll be looking at the competitive RP increase. I don't know what this means, but the RP increase and decrease from winning and losing in competitive has been slightly adjusted, slight increase in the range. I'm not sure how that's going to affect the game. I don't know how much you're going to lose, how much you're going to gain. I don't know what this means. They're being very vague with it. And then we still got the competitive reward bonuses, 2 times XP and Renar. I have noticed this actually a lot. My count is sitting on 14,000 Renar. So yeah, and this is the most I've had in a while. So yeah, if you're looking to play the game now and get some of the free skins actually that comes from now. So a lot of these skins, I'll scroll up to the top. This Gideon skin, this Face skin, and this Twin Blast skin. These can be bought with Renar. I want to confirm this though, but I'm pretty sure these can be bought with Renar because they're rare. So yeah, get in the competitive and get those Renar. And we got a bunch of bug fixes. We won't go through them really. But yeah, now you Iggy fans, Iggy's back into the game. He's been fixed and he's back into the game. Sadly, I wanted this character removed. I hate Iggy, goodness. But yeah, Iggy's back for all you that loved playing Iggy. So yeah, that's all the patch notes for this. Then we'll move on to the next part of the video. We'll be showcasing the skins, and we'll be looking at the new karma system and who best in slots for those characters.